Hi, everyone.
How's everybody doing today? Welcome to day 25. We are almost there.
I know. Isn't that crazy?
Yes.
I feel like we just started, but I also feel like at the same time, it's been a long journey. Does that make sense? So,
Yes, we're almost there, guys. We are almost there. So, let's get in to our message from Spirit for today, and then we will get into the exercise that we are doing today. So, Spirit, what do you want us to know today? What's your advice for today, our 25th day of this journey? Ooh. Distortion. The right thing at the wrong time is the wrong thing.
we got that earlier in the series. Do you remember that? Wow.
This is a message from Spirit that what is meant for you, you will align to it. What is meant to be will always find its way to solidify no matter what. What is not meant to be, it's like no matter what you do, it cannot solidify, it cannot come together. And so if there's just something where you're like, oh, this was so perfect, but XYZ prevented it. This is a message from Spirit that XYZ actually saved you and directed you to where you need to go. The right thing at the wrong time is the wrong thing. And so I feel like this is a really personal message to somebody. Like you needed Spirit to tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let's pull our second half of our message. Aspire. Create one new specific goal and write it down with a realistic end date. Make it measurable and achievable. Think long term. I achieve my goal by this date.
I absolutely love that. We did an exercise like to write down everything that we want and don't have any limits.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
And
beautiful.
You know what? This is Spirit saying there's better coming.
Mm-hmm.
What you thought was, the destination or whatever. No, there's more. There's something better right here. So I love that. And you know what? This is a perfect opening message for what we're going to do today. This is what else do we need to release? Is there another release letter towards a person, a pattern of behavior, a situation, an experience? So if there's just one, just write one. Do no more than 3. And so what we're going to do is write these releases in our journal. And when we are complete, you take them out and then you burn them. And as you're burning it, you're connecting with Spirit saying, I choose to release this. I choose to heal this. And you're making an intention. All right. So what else needs to be released at this time? That's where we need to focus. And so it's no wonder this came up, because a lot of us are holding on to something that we think, oh, doing this is going to align us to this particular thing. And Spirit's saying, if it was meant to be, it would be. It's aspire to something else, because whatever this something else is way better than this. I promise you it is way better than whatever that was that did not happen, that did not work out. Okay, so write in your journal what else needs to be released, what else needs to be let go of. And I'm just kind of thinking, do you have anything that you feel you still need to let go of?
I mean, the first thing that comes to my head is just that, like, the past is the past, and, like, you're allowed to change. I feel like that's a big one. So, yeah, I just think that's not in, like, a bad way, but I just feel like I'm allowed to be, like, positive without it being, like, a bad thing. I'm, like, allowed to be, you know what I mean? I think, like, my perception has changed a lot on that, and, like, that's something that I shouldn't be like scared of. So that's like what I want to release is like change is okay.
Even if people around you do not accept it or appreciate the changes, it's not about them. It doesn't matter. You know, they're not walking your shoes or in your, you know, they don't have to deal with your choices. You are the one that deals with, you know, choosing to not take a risk, choosing not to change, choosing to live your life to appease others and live up to their opinions and expectations. That's no way to live.
I just think that as long as like you're happy and like the like for me, as long as like I'm happy and my child and husband are okay, like that's what I need to focus on. And I need to release anything besides that for sure.
She's had a few eye openers about some people in her life. And she's not going to go into it, but she's definitely been seeing things differently. And I told her, I'm like, when you're living this spiritual life, there's no secrets with spirit. Spirit will show you everything, the truth, every single time, whether you want to see it or believe it or not. Like when you're living the spiritual life, when you're walking that path, when your intention is pure, like I want to be a good person, I want to be aware of myself, you know, I don't want to be a toxic individual to myself or to anybody else. And you just have that intention and you're walking in that light, and that's the light that you give to everybody who crosses your path. Spirit's going to open your eyes where they were closed when you weren't on that path, for sure, absolutely, 1,000%. And so she's really seeing people differently. And I'm like, I called this out how long ago?
Absolutely. A lot of friends I have just been like, wow.
And not just in a negative. Some friends she is seeing more in the positive light, more to be grateful for, more beauty in their soul. And others, she's seeing the darkness, the deception, the projection, the falsity.
Yeah. And not in a bad way, but like I don't want to surround myself with like negativity. So it's not even like, you know, I just like I realize like when somebody's just like a lot of negative energy, like I just don't want to be around that. Not in a bad way, like they're never like rude or anything like that. I just don't want to.
But just when somebody's like, you know, it's always a problem every single day. It's a bad day.
Every day.
This, that, and the other. And you look at somebody and you're like, well, this choice, this choice, this choice, this choice, this choice that you've made is the reason for this. And a lot of people can't hear that. They don't want to hear that. That is another reason why I don't do personal readings that often. And I'm very selective who I will do them for in my personal life because spirit calls us out.
I feel like too, like you're doing like work, and when it's not being listened to, it's just kind of like.
Yeah, and so most people, and I'm not saying everybody, but most people, when they want a reading, they are coming to you with the expectation that you're going to tell them all these wonderful things, everything that they want to hear. And if it comes out, you know, well, this is a block, this is what you're doing, this choice, like you've got to back up and come back to here to understand what's happening. They get very, very defensive with me and mean. And I just got tired of that. Because I would say most of them will come back and be like, I'm sorry, you were right. And, you know, they own it. But just having to go through that experience, like, I don't like it because sometimes spirit does have nothing but beautiful things to say to us. And sometimes when we're asking for something, spirit is going to be like, hey, wake up. This is what you're doing. This is why this isn't happening for you. And you have to be able to receive both, really. You know, when you are screwing up, when you are blocked, you know, when things aren't changing, things aren't shifting, it's because we aren't changing and we aren't shifting. Like that's the truth. Through this series, you know, I've even proven that to myself even more, because the different efforts I'm putting in, the exercises we're doing, all these things, I am seeing a change and shift in my life. And it's from putting in that work and becoming very accountable for everything, not just my thoughts and my emotion, but my every action. And I'm not like mean or negative. I mean, just what I do with my time in a day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've realized so much that, wow, I could be so much more productive and I could get so much more done, you know. So Spirit is going to be bringing us some truths so that we can release these things, these last things that really need to be let go of. What is it that causes us to continue to hold on to them? What is it that doesn't allow us to come into that healing, that release? Spirit is going to show that to us by writing these release letters. And if it's the same letter you've got to write over from when we did it several days back, that's fine. Write it out again, this time with the intention of Spirit coming in quite strongly and showing us our blocks, because we've been at this for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So we can handle more truth, especially if you have been changing and shifting. Spirit's brought me so many truths about myself, and normally I'm kind of like, I don't want to like deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to know it. But this time I've really been like, you know what? Thank you. Like, it all makes sense. Like, if I was doing this more, then this would be happening. Like, it all came together. And it's because I am willing to receive the truth from Spirit about myself and the truth from Spirit about others around me, regardless of my hopes, expectations of them.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, if you're walking the path, you're always going to see the truth.
It sucks to see it.
Sometimes, yes.
Mm-hmm. Like, you know, when they're your friends or your significant
Mm-hmm.
other, whatever it may be, it sucks sometimes. But you're trying to be safe. Like, Spirit's trying to save you from that.
Mm-hmm.
I've had it for how many years? Like, have you been telling me about some people?
We all learn in our own time. Like you said earlier in the series, it's got to be in your heart to change.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be in your heart to see the truth, or you're blind and you're stuck.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah. So, what else do we need to release? Write it down and then burn it and let it be finished. Let it rise in love within you so that you can give it back to the universe. Make room for something new inside of you, because once that energy's gone, you have space for something new. All right. So make sure, I didn't say this the last couple of days, but make sure you're journaling about your experience still, adding to your gratitude jars, your prayer jars, loving yourself and telling yourself that you love yourself. Visualize what it is that you want to manifest in your life, at least 10 minutes on the daily, and really love and appreciate and bless every single thing that you are consuming into your body. So that is our message for today. We will see you guys tomorrow. Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.